You need a program, just like you have for the Niger Delta, a program which will bring them out of their forest. We're trying with the premise of educating them, giving them health care, giving them peaceful life. This is how you entice people to avoid violence and militancy. But when you continue dropping bombs, in fact, petrol bombs.
Hello, what's up, guys? In this video, we are diving straight into two shocking throwback clips that have just resurfaced online, and Nigerians can't stop talking about them. They might be old videos, but what is inside them feels more disturbing today than ever, because what these northern leaders said back then now sounds like a confession that exposes everything wrong with how Nigeria handles insecurity. Let's start with the first clip. In this viral interview, a well-known northern cleric boldly claims that bandits are getting more vicious because of what he calls the kinetic approach used by government forces. He argues that bombing the forest, killing suspected bandits, and even hitting civilian areas is what's making these criminals angrier and more deadly. According to him, every time the military strikes, the bandits retaliate, and in his words, we are turning them into monsters. He says the only way forward is to talk to them, negotiate, and even give them programs like the Niger Delta Amnesty, education, healthcare, and a peaceful life. He insists the government knows who the bandit leaders are, knows where they hide, but keeps spending trillions on the military instead of using non-kinetic methods. At one point, he even says Nigeria should sit down and engage with these killers the same way America negotiated with the Taliban. Yes, you heard that right. Now, what makes this clip even more shocking is not just what he said, it's that today, thousands of innocent Nigerians have died from the same banditry he wanted amnesty for. But that's not all. Another throwback clip, now going viral, shows a sitting northern governor making an even bolder statement. He claims that injustice and poverty to Fulani people is the root cause of banditry, and that is not a business. He says past governments failed because they negotiated with bandits from a position of weakness. According to him, there are over 100 different camps across the forest, each with its own leader, and many people in town secretly helping them with logistics and supplies. Then come the part that stunned many Nigerians. He admits that with as little as 2,500 naira, some young men are being recruited to join bandit groups, turning insecurity into a money-making industry. And worst, it suggests that some people in government and security agencies are also benefiting from the chaos. When you hear these things, you begin to wonder, were these leaders unknowingly exposing the truth Nigeria's endless security crisis, or were they trying to defend what cannot be defended? Either way, these resurfaced videos have ignited a heated debate. Should Nigeria really consider getting amnesty to bandits who have killed, raped, and destroyed communities, or has this mindset been the reason northern Nigeria continues to bleed? Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Yes, first of all, what's happening now, especially we are seeing that these bandits are getting more and more vicious. Before they don't do what they do now, they are heading to softer targets, as the military man has said. We can only attribute that to the kinetic approach, which is overemphasized. When we hear even politicians talking about the non-kinetic, but nothing is done about to overcome these people. Let me give you an example. Now we are fighting bandits. They are anonymous. They are phantom. How can you fight somebody you don't even know? We said, let's go in, let's know them, let's map them out. Map them means know who they are, where they belong, and what are. All this intelligent information is virtually not there. How can you know somebody from satellites, from drones? And the high-handed approach to the matter is what is making it worse. Now they are kidnapping small children and they are threatening death, which they don't do before. So I think what you need to do is really go back to the drawing board and truly be non-kinetic.
Shigumi, it's not the first time that you'd be volunteering yourself to intervene in getting abducted persons, including students, back to their families. A lot of people would actually say, look, this whole idea of negotiating with them seems to be counterproductive, and that's why they're gaining more and more confidence and, go into the schools and abduct as many as 200 students. Now, you say, look, how do you deal with people that are unknown largely? How do you yourself, how do you gain access to these people to the extent that you're able to negotiate with them? And what gives you the confidence that when you step in, they would actually, let these abductees go?
When the victims of the train attack, a committee was set by the military then in the former government, and they were able to contact them. The same way, journalists have been able to contact them. They are not there, difficult to contact, but what you don't know is they are foot soldiers. You need a program, just like you have for the Niger Delta, a program which will bring them out of their forest. We're trying with the premise of educating them, giving them health care, giving them peaceful life. This is how you entice people to avoid violence and militancy. But when you continue dropping bombs, in fact petrol bombs, destroying logos, killing children and women, so they will find no sympathy and empathy on our own children. This is it. An eye for an eye. This is what is happening. So we have to change our tactics. We have to change our style. What we have been doing has not been productive, but what we think is if we can have a channel where we can have a dialogue with them and understand them and promise them what we can do, and I think that is a better way, just the way that so many people were released. I could remember the forestry students with negotiations, they freed a lot. The train victims were freed. The Greenfield victims in the end were freed. Although some still demand money because you can have rascals and everything, but the thing is turning into something else. We are turning them into monsters, more monsters as what they are. They are ignorant. They don't have direction, they don't have leadership, they don't have empathy now because of the way we treat them too. We don't care when we bomb them, we don't care about the children and women, we don't care about innocent. In fact, this student burying incidents is just a tip of an iceberg of what has been happening in the bush. Until when we change our tactics and allow people who know. These politicians, I'm tired of them. And also the military, I was in the military myself, but I don't think there's a military solution. In fact, I think it's humiliating military to think that military should take care of civilian insurgency. What we need is a very good detective work, very good policing, very good social programs. These are it. Leave our military off this issue. Our military, they know fire for fire. It's a question of firepower. And these people don't even have that firepower. They hide behind civilians and do whatever they do. So let us not humiliate and disgrace our military. This is not their job. Our job, this is the job of politicians, this is the job of the police, this is the job of the intelligence, so that we can see how we can come and mobilize ourselves to see how we can circumvent these people. It's very easy. From our estimation and statistics, we don't think there are more than 100,000 people in the bush, in the forest, holding on our jugular vein. We can do it, but not by kinetic means, by ways in which they can feel safe, as we want to be safe too.
Okay, Shagumi, you've always spoken about helping out. Let's go back to the issues now. These children need to be reunited with their families. Talk of ransom, talk of non-kinetic, and some of the key things you've spoken about. To start with, have you reached out officially to the government of Kaduna State or to the federal government to see how you can wade in? Is the government buying in on your suggestion to help?
Reach out to anybody. From my past experience with the former regime, I think they are bent on kinetics, something we know they can only compound the issue. So I have not reached out to anybody, but I think I am available for anybody. And let me tell you, the government knows what is right to do. In fact, just ask them, how did they get the train victims out in the end? They know. They have a committee of retired generals, experts in academia, who do the negotiations. I don't know why. I just don't want negotiation. In fact, I believe no ransom should be paid. I believe that. But engage these people, give them hope. And not only this children case, but be holistic. There are so many people. And this war And I like when I had one of the military persons saying it's turning into a war. I'm so sad to see that they are realizing now it is turning into a war. It has been a war since. It has been an ethnic war, it has been class war, it has been everything. It is a war. It's not just more than criminality. So we have to accept that. If we can see Israel and Hamas are sitting down to exchange prisoners, I don't see why we cannot negotiate. If America can negotiate with Taliban, I don't see why we cannot negotiate. They cannot impose on us their own ideals when they, behind the door, they also negotiate with these terrorists.
Now, speaking of negotiating and ransom payment, the president has said he will not pay any ransom, not a dime will go to bandits in the name of ransom. Does that complicate the idea of trying to look for ways to safely get these abductees back?
No, I think I support that the government should not pay anybody. But why I think the government should dialogue. Come sit down. You are asking for this money. Why? Why can't you do this? Why? What do you want? In the first place, why are you fighting? When the government start to engage them, I think from my knowledge about their psychology, is that amount they are putting is just bargaining. They want to have a big bargaining power when the money is very high. Otherwise, I don't think in their wildest dream they would think government will give them that money.
Okay, we'll take a short breather and return quickly. Stay with us. Welcome back. Before we went on that break, we were speaking with Islamic Cleric. We've re-established contact with him. Thank you so much for staying with us and your patience. Like I asked you earlier before we went on that break, whether there is a political undertone to this resurgence in attacks, especially the abduction of students from schools. Is it an attempt to frustrate the government of Bola Tinubu?
No, impossible. It's not like that. There's no any political undertones to it. In fact, everybody is suffering from this. Everybody, irrespective of their party, irrespective of their region, religion, and sects. Everybody is a victim. We should know that we are fighting a very tiny group of people that have been neglected and they have been oppressed, and we are coming to put all our weight to fight them. So they felt threatened. The only way they can hurt us is through attacking soft targets. This is what we understand. So if we can understand their psychology and their complaints, we can go in. We know channels which the government knows also. They have done so many negotiating with them and see how we can address their grievances. And also it has to be holistic, not only in Kaduna State, in Zamfara, Katsina State, or Niger State. We all gather them together, and they are ready to broker peace, as they said, and I think we should make that a try.
And Sheikh, at this point, before I let you go, do we really know who these people are and what they do want?
Yes, the government and everybody knows their leader. In fact, there's a book, I Am a Bandit, by one Murtala, an academician. He listed more than 160 bandit leaders. We know their leaders by their names, but you don't know their foot soldiers. You don't know them, all of them. So you just know their leaders. You don't know the foot soldiers. So if you don't know the foot soldiers, how can you be fighting? They can just come in as civilians into the town and go out as and then fight you back. We need to look at this seriously. It's more than just meeting in Abuja. It's more than that. We have to drop to the field locally and see how things can be moved. And one thing, what I realized, the government is not ready to spend money on non-kinetic, but it's ready to spend trillions and trillions on the kinetic aspect. And you know who benefits from that? Non-kinetic is the victim, the victims and the bandits that will benefit from the social program by building schools, building hospitals. But when you put money in the military, it is our generals, unfortunately, to say that that benefit.
So, and you haven't actually given me answer to the other one, the demands. What do they want?
No, I don't know what they want. I think they're just putting a figure just so that there will be negotiation and talk with them. But I don't know what they want. But I don't think government should give them any dime myself.
So are you ready to go out and help if that request is passed on to you from the government?
Oh, yeah, this is a national duty, and it's a religious duty too. We can't be sleeping well on our beds when our children are there in the bush. We don't know the outcome of whatever it is. Small children, they don't know, they are innocent, And it's very unfortunate that we can allow these things to pester and even become more and more dangerous without taking the right steps.
You are the chairman of the Northwest governors, and we know that your predecessor had tried some option in speaking with some of the leaders of the bandits in asking them to drop their weapons, some of which some would say did not work. But from your own point of view, Northwest being a major hit from the bandits, what would you say you have found out as a possible solution in dealing with the banditry in the Northwestern region?
Yes, it's true what you said. Our predecessors have tried so many ways to have dialogue with this bandit and also to have a peace accord with this bandit. But what we came to understand is it doesn't work. Why didn't it work? Because of two major reasons. One is we have negotiated with those bandits at that time at a very weak point. Because if you want to succeed in any negotiation, you don't negotiate at the point of weakness. You negotiate with bandits at the point of strength. That is one. Secondly, what they did was it was more of a because in the camps, when you understand the terrain of the forest and the different camps that we have within those forests, like in Kaduna, we have more than 100 different camps that is being led by somebody. So they have many leaders, many camps. So if you negotiate with camp A and B, if you didn't negotiate with camp C and D, it will not bring any lasting peace. And even if you negotiate with the leaders, the other followers of those leaders may not necessarily comply with the directives of their leaders. So that is what makes the negotiation with the bandit very, very difficult task in the northern part of the country. Like there are so many advocates for that. Nobody is saying that we shouldn't be having peace. Nobody says that we shouldn't go into negotiation. But what I said is I will never go into negotiation with any criminal at the point of weakness. So that was the reason why when we came on board, we set up Kaduna Community Watch. We equip them, we give them all the necessary support in collaboration with the conventional security agencies that we have in the state. They are doing excellently well, and we have reduced the level of insecurity very well. And if the bandits are now ready to come for negotiation sincerely and in a very holistic manner, we'll be ready to do it. But before then, another way we want to tackle this insecurity is to also improve on the well-being of the people, providing good governance, accountability, and transparency, making people to believe in the government, because the problem we have in Nigeria is a lot of the followers, they don't believe in the sincerity of the leaders. So what we are trying to do is to bring about confidence back into the people, to make them believe that we are there for them and we are ready to support them and we are ready to do everything possible to support the development of our people. That is why we are trying to fight poverty the way it's supposed to be.
There are those who opine that there are those who are politically funding or fueling the air of insecurity and banditry in the northern region of the country. Do you agree? And I mean, what would you say is the major air that is making this banditry thrive?
Thank you very much. There are so many insinuations as to what causes the banditry in our region. But to me, and to my understanding, and from the little knowledge I have, being the governor of the state for almost a year now, I understand that the issue of the hypothesis behind political motives about banditry is not true. I think purely what causes banditry in our place, the root cause of it was injustice. There were a lot of injustices that were done on the planet, which causes this problem to spring over time. This thing has been with us for a very long time, and it has started small and it has grown big now. And then there are some collaborators from the houses who are staying within the towns, who are serving as the providers of logistics to those bandits. But the issue of the hypothesis behind there is some foreigners involved, there are some people from the foreign land that are coming to inflict this thing on our people is purely a political statement by some people who just want to use that as a political goal to them. In the issue of security, then secondly, what also causes the recruitment under the logistic services for the bandits was as a result of poverty. Because surprisingly, with 2,000, 5,500 naira, you can be able to convince some of the youth to join into this exercise, which brings about money. And now it has turned out to be a business venture. A business venture for the criminals and the business venture for also some people who are in government and some people who are in the security outfit and some people who are being responsible for day-to-day activities of their people. Because these are so many reasons why that this banditry were unable to bring an end to it. Because you may not know who among those people that are surrounding you. It may be your driver, it may be your houseboy, it may be your blood brother, it may be your father, it may be your younger brother. So it can be anybody. Because we have caught so many people who are saddled with responsibility for people involved in this criminality. So this is something that is making it very, very difficult to fight.
All right.
Because you don't know whom you are fighting with. Because people surrounding you may be involved.